So let's begin just rolling down onto our backs here. We'll hold on to the knees, and as you're holding the knees, gently pushing the knees into the hands and also pulling at the same time, and just kind of alternating as you rock side to side, alternating the knees back and forth a little bit. Starting to find those stabilizer muscles along the spine. Drawing navel towards the spine here too, kind of hollowing the belly. And then from here, let's go ahead and circle the knees around. We'll start nice and small with the circle. Just kind of letting the weight of the legs take you around here. And tuning into, again, those deeper pelvic floor muscles in the lower abdominals and in the pelvis here. Circling around the other direction a few times. And keep it nice and small. If you want to stretch the back more, you can also make this circle bigger. And then let's go ahead and take a really gentle, happy baby, just holding onto the ankles or the shins. And as we open up through the hips, rocking side to side here again, we'll press our sacrum down into the earth. And then let's bring the feet as wide apart as the mat. And windshield wipe the knees, or just let the knees fall to one side here. Again, with the feet apart, so we get a nice stretch through the quadriceps, the hip flexors, up through side waist, and we can also relax and soften through the psoas muscle here. That deep core muscle that connects from your spine down to your femur. And then back up through center and over to the other side. And allow the hips and legs to be heavy, softening. A deep breath there. Once more, side to side. Feel free to take as long as you like in the stretch. And then when you're ready, we'll slide the hands under the lower back and wiggle the sits bones apart. You feel there's a nice natural curve there. The lower back's comfortable, and let the knees come in towards each other so that they can lean on each other for support for a few moments. We'll rest the hands onto the belly, allowing the arm bones and the shoulders to be to rest on the ground. Just closing the eyes down for a few moments, observing, following the breath, just watching it rise and fall, and feel it inflate, your breath and your belly inflate into your hands. And then as we exhale, feel it soften away from the hands. Sending the breath all the way down to the bottom of the belly, even to the bottom of the pelvic bowl. Gradually moving towards longer and smoother exhales. Really emptying out slowly and completely. And feel the inhales again naturally fill the belly all the way down to the bottom, and then exhaling again, softening, releasing that. Another deep, slow belly breath. You can inhale a little more, letting the belly inflate, ballooning out. And then again, exhaling when you're ready. Soften. Go ahead from here. If it's okay for your lower back, we're just going to stretch the legs out wide apart in Shavasana. And let's place your left hand on your heart now, right hand on belly. And begin to breathe into the heart space as well. So sending the breath all the way down to the bottom of the belly and all the way up to the top of the chest. Also feel the expansion from side to side and front and back on the inhale. So breathing into the bottom of the rib cage and lungs also. And as you breathe here, see if we can tune in and feel the weight of your body release into the earth, allowing ourselves to really drop in to the earth, arriving right here and now, dropping into this moment. And feel the connection that we have, this reciprocity that we have with nature, with Mother Earth, with our breath or spirit. Observing her support, observing, feeling that we are held and supported and safe. As we drop into that support and feel her strength and stability, and also as we feel one with that, we feel that same strength and stability within our own bodies. Continue to breathe deeply and draw inward and connect to our true nature, our natural state of being, where we are one with this infinite and unconditional love and support. What we truly are. With each exhale, softening, becoming even more receptive to that connection, to our breath. Perhaps repeating this mantra to ourselves. I am a student of the body. I am a student of the breath. I am a student of life. And I am a child of the universe. And from that place, slowly stretching, bringing the legs maybe together here, stretching the arms overhead behind, stretch your whole body as you inhale. You go to melt into the earth as we exhale. Go ahead and reach the legs over to one side, keeping our back bodies on the ground and stretching the arms over to that side as well. So still lying flat on your back and bending into the elbows, the shoulders, releasing. Deep breaths through the side waist, awakening gently those energy channels on that side of the body. And gently coming back through center, we'll let the legs again come over to the opposite side and then reaching the upper body here. So it's sort of in a banana-like shape, stretching over to the other side. Deep, slow breaths. So that nice long stretch all the way up through the outer edge and side of the body. And then slowly from there, coming back to center. We'll go ahead and walk your feet fair back up onto the ground with the toes slightly pointing in and heels slightly out with the knees stacked directly above the ankles. We'll press down into the feet to slowly lift the hips, raise the arms up overhead as we inhale in your Setu Bandha bridge. Exhale, reach the arms back up and then slowly float them down with the hips. And again, deep, slow inhale, so nice dynamic bridge pose here. And exhale, arms down with the hips. Once again, deep, slow inhale, raising up. And exhale, slowly down. Again, deep, slow inhale, root down, reach up. And exhale, come back down. This time we'll keep the arms on the mat as we inhale, lift through the hips, only as high as is comfortable for your back here. So we want to make sure that we're engaging through the glutes or the buttocks, the inner thighs and hamstrings, and there's no arch in the low back. So from here, we're going to point your fingers towards the ceiling. So bend into the elbows, kind of roll the shoulders back a little bit, not too much. And feel here, so as we come into those robot arms, really plug in to the earth through all parts of your feet. So feel all 10 toes, feel the heels, the inner and outer edges of the feet, really plugging in like you have roots spreading out into the earth or like tentacles connecting through the earth. Another deep breath here. And as we exhale, we're going to hover above the mat. Inhale here, exhale, lift. Inhale and exhale, inhale, exhale. So we're going to just continue rooting down and raising the hips, hovering just above the mat. Each time we lift, we squeeze the glutes, we energize the inner thighs and hamstrings. Deep cleansing breaths here. And actually you can breathe smoothly and continuously and just lift and lower the hips at your own pace. So once you start feeling a nice fire here, stoke that fire with even deeper breath. Continue to connect and root down through your feet and your toes. And then on the last one, we'll stay up. And from there, we're going to externally rotate the hips. So let the knees kind of point away from each other. And then as we exhale, we're going to point the knees straight forward. Inhale, exhale. So here we can take that kind of quickened breath, but it's a very deep and powerful breath. And continue to spread the fingers, rooting down, again, through your feet, your shoulders. Stay with your breath. You feel a really nice deep warming and fire in your glutes and your hamstrings. A couple more. Last one from here. We're going to interlace the fingers underneath your body and roll those shoulders all the way back now. Remember, be careful not to raise the hips too high. Feel your glutes and hamstrings still firing here. Watch your belly inflate like a balloon on the inhales. And then as we exhale, draw navel towards spine. A couple more deep breaths. Exhaling everything out. Let's try that one more time. Pressing into all parts of your feet. Belly inflates. Exhale, slowly come down onto your hands for a moment. And then release your arms and your shoulders. I'm going to wiggle the sits bones apart here. Maybe a little windshield wipe at the knees. Side to side. And just go ahead and let's raise the legs up and the arms up. We're just going to shake here. Shake up arms, shake up legs. Might feel a little funny, a little awkward, but just see if we can shake things up here. I might have mentioned before how you can actually see animals if you look up tension and trauma releasing exercises. You could see an example of how animals naturally, when they have been traumatized, their whole bodies naturally shake for a little while, and then and then you'll see them completely still and breathing deeply afterwards. And that's their sort of natural mechanism to release the trauma. So from here, let's bring the soles of the feet, knees out to the sides. And just let the inner thighs here relax and stretch. And send the breath again to the bottom of the belly, all the way to the top of the chest, side to side, front and back, expanding fully, emptying completely. Just notice what you notice. And then from here, let's go ahead and fold just the right knee in towards your chest here. Hug it in. We're going to hold the pinky toe edge of your right foot, coming into a half happy baby. So we want to stack your right ankle above the right knee and try to externally rotate. So turn out so that we can open up through that right hip, and then slowly begin to stretch your left leg if it feels okay, down into the earth. And then from there, we'll go ahead and cross the foot in front of you. So flex that ankle a lot. And just like we're sort of cradling here in a reclined pigeon, we're going to slowly drag the foot towards the left side of you as we pull the right hip in and back at the same time. So you'll feel a nice stretch here through your glutes on the right side. You can also bend the bottom knee and come more into your twist, so you can stack, get that right hip all the way on top of the left hip. And we can work towards stretching the right leg, but no need to straighten it, especially in the beginning of our practice. Just keep it bent here, but stretch it as much as feels good for you. So again, the focus is more here in the glutes and the hips. We slowly come back through center, drawing and pulling that foot towards us at the same time. So again, we're continuing that nice deep stretch. And then hold the pinky toe edge of the foot again, stretching through the inner thigh in the half happy baby. We're going to once more cross it over. Slowly, slowly begin to stretch it out as we draw that hip back and down. Think of also pressing the hips down away from the shoulders as we begin to stack that right hip on top of the left and twist. So the twist is from starting at the base of our spine, not at the hips. Hips are stacked and congruent. And then we slowly come back again, bend into the knees as much as we want, and then back to your half happy baby. So from here, we can kind of rock this out a little bit, release that hip. And then let's go ahead and stretch that right leg towards the ceiling here. Interlace the fingers underneath the thigh. And maybe circle the toes, the ankle around, and circle the other way. And then very gently here, we can hug the knee in and open the hip out to the side again. And gently cross it over, stacking the hips. One more breath here. And then exhale, hug it back into center and release that right leg down. And just take a moment there. Notice what you notice, any changes or shifts in energy. Any difference between the right and left side? And we'll walk the feet back up. Again, back to this Supta Baddha Konasana, the soles of the feet together, knees out. We'll start with the left knee now into the chest. And hold the pinky toe edge of that left foot coming into your half happy baby, stacking left ankle above the left knee. So externally rotating, opening through the hip. We can also rock this a little bit. And then from there, we're going to extend that right leg long into the earth and try to maintain that external rotation, pulling that outer left hip down towards the bottom foot, towards that right big toe. And then once more, as we cross in front of our bodies, we're going to flex that ankle a lot and draw the foot towards your chest. Get that deep stretch. And then slowly, as we're pulling towards the chest, we're also pushing out to our right side here. And again, we're going to stack the hip. We're not going to worry about straightening this leg. Let's open out through your left side here a moment. And then exhale, slowly come back through center. Bending into the knee, so we're back into that floating pigeon pose. Hold on to the pinky toe edge and move slowly, so just be careful of any transitions here, that we're mindful and listening to our bodies. We come into that half happy baby one more time, crossing over. Again, we're going to draw the foot toward us as we flex that foot and ankle a lot. Continue pulling the foot towards you. At the same time, we're pushing it away to the left, or sorry, to your right side again. Open to your left side. Take a moment here in the twist. And slowly bend into the knee. Come back through your reclined pigeon. And then back to half happy baby. Again, we can kind of rock this out a little bit, drawing the knee towards the ground and back to center. Hugging that knee to chest. Open it out to the side. And then crossing it over. Oh, before we do that, sorry, stretch that left leg gently. Remember, you can also bend either knee as much as you need to here, so listen to the hamstrings. Deep, slow breaths. You can circle the toes around and that ankle around. Circle the other way. So we just want to feel a gentle stretch here, not too much. And then bend into that left knee, now open through the hips, squeezing, hugging the midline. And then release it over to your right a moment. Again, all the way over, stacking the hips. Another deep breath here. And exhale, slowly coming back through center. And then release that left leg back down into the earth. In a moment in Shavasana, notice what you notice. Observe as you breathe. All right, from here, let's go ahead and hug both knees in towards our chest. And lift the heart and chest up only as high as feels good, curling into a tiny little ball. Just going to warm up the core muscles here. Hold on to your right shin bone as we extend the left leg long. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So we switch on the inhale. And lengthen as we exhale. It's a powerful exhale through the mouth. Engage transverse abdominis. Really press down into those lower ribs to lift the heart and chest towards those legs. A few more. Really feel this in the center of your body, burning up the core. Activating, energizing. A few more. Last two, last one. And release. And come all the way down. And again, we can, let's take a little windshield wipe of the knees, feet wide apart. And just let the knees fall to either side, side to side. Deep breaths. All right, from here we can rock and roll ourselves up. And let's go ahead and swing the legs around and come onto your toes. Stretching and encouraging that the extension of the toes as we sit back. Make sure our bottom is behind us. Natural curve of the back and a natural lift here in the low belly. Interlace the fingers, root down through the seat. Take a nice inhale. Root down to stretch it up. And as we exhale, press forward through the palms, around through upper back. Deep inhale, root down to stretch it up. Shoulders down here as we exhale. Bend the elbows over to one side. Bring the chin in and head back slightly. Keeping fingers hooked. We want to keep the ribs in here throughout this. Inhale, root down, reach up. As we exhale, bend the elbows over to the other side, chin in and head back. So imagine that you have like a corset wrapped around your whole torso. Feel those core muscles that actually do wrap around. From here, we inhale, palms face you this time. Exhale, round. So stretching through the wrists and upper back. We're going to drag the shoulders back, alternating side to side. Breathe through it. And then when you're ready, release the hands behind you. Interlace Yoga Mudra, knuckles against the sacrum. Bend elbows back. Take a deep breath in. Lift and open the heart center. Lift, open the throat. As we exhale, draw the chin in towards the throat, navel to spine. Inhale, stretching knuckles away from you. Stretch the shoulders. As we exhale, gentle twist, drawing the shoulder back and down. Inhale through center. Exhale, let's go gentle twist other side. Shoulder down. Inhale through center. Exhale, let's release the arms. Come onto your fists. Separate the knees and circle the toes and ankles around. Circle the other way. And let's go ahead and relax the feet here. Give them a nice little thump. Massaging them out. We'll bring your feet and knees together when you're ready. Sitting back into the heels. Relaxed feet now. We're lifting the knees only as high as feels good. Stretching the shins and the ankles, the tops of the feet. Another breath here. And then go ahead and relax again. We're going to pull the flesh out and back behind us. Scoop the belly in. Interlace the fingers, root down, reach up. Exhale, press forward, round. This time, inhale, shoulders down, lift the heart. Exhale, release the arms, interlace the opposite forefinger and thumb. Again, knuckles to sacrum, bend elbows back. Inhale, open the throat. And then exhale, bring the chin towards the throat, navel to spine. Inhaling, stretching knuckles away. Exhale, gentle twist, shoulder down. Inhale, center. Exhale, gentle twist, other shoulder back. Inhale to center. From here, as we exhale, we can separate the knees if you need to. We're going to come into sort of a child's pose and resting your forehead onto the ground. We can stretch the shoulders here, or if you want a little bit more, we can separate the knees hip distance apart, lift the hips up, and then come onto the very top of your head, the very crown of the head here, stimulating, activating the crown chakra. And stretching those shoulders maybe a little bit more if that feels good. Make sure there's no tension or pressure on the neck here, of course. If you do feel pressure on your neck, just go ahead and go back to the first version in your child's pose. And let's actually go ahead and do that when you're ready. Release the arms behind us and then come back to your resting your forehead either on the ground, or you can also put your hands underneath. Whatever feels good for you here, and just feel your breath. Feel your belly press into the thighs, into the legs, ballooning out through your lower back, the back ribs, and even the space behind the heart. So big full breaths here. And really allow your elbows, your shoulders, the weight of your head to sink heavy into the earth. Now stimulating or activating the third eye chakra. This is said to be our spiritual eye, where we can open up to widen our lens and see a bigger picture, widen our perspectives, maybe be able to see beyond the physical eye, connecting to our higher consciousness and intuition. And then slowly from there, we'll go ahead and sit back into the heels, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Let's take a moment here as we stack tall and observe what you feel. Opening the heart space. And then from here, let's go ahead and come onto your hands and knees. Spread through the fingers nice and wide, knees hip distance apart. And we'll send the inner thighs up and back. As we inhale, look up between the brows and feel that nice little lift into your pelvic floor muscles, and exhale deep in your pelvis and your core, rounding through your spine. Again, inner thighs lead up and back. Lift up, lengthen, feel the stretch in your tummy. And then as we exhale, lead from your pelvic floor again. So we're sucking the belly in and up, rounding, navel to spine, curl, curl, curl from that place. This time, inner thighs lift up and back as we exhale back to the heels. And then from there, reach the arms long. Inhale, curling forward into a plank on the knees. And then exhale, lead with the inner thighs and the belly to go back. Inhale, curling forward. Lengthen. Exhale, lead with the inner thighs up and back. Last time we inhale, curling forward from here. As we exhale, squeeze the triceps into the ribs, elbows stack above wrists, and keep the shoulders no lower than the elbows. Inhale, press it up. Exhale and back. So child's pose push-ups here. Inhale. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, press. Exhale, back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, press. Exhale, back. One last time. Inhale. As we exhale, like we're pulling the floor to you, hold it here for 3, 2, 1. From there, come all the way down to the floor. Uncurl the toes, roll the shoulders back, legs are long and strong, tucking the chin as we inhale, squeeze the triceps, lift the heart, tailbone pressing down into the earth. Exhale, lower the heart, then the head. So we're going to lead from the heart, inhale from the back of the heart, head is the last thing to come up. Exhale, lead from the front of the heart, head is the last thing to come down. Inhale, curl, and exhale. Last time, inhale, curl. This time as we exhale, we're gonna bring one shoulder forward, look over the other shoulder. Inhale, center, exhale, bring the other shoulder forward, look over the opposite shoulder. Inhale and exhale, squeeze those triceps in. From here, squeezing in, we're gonna take little half pulses, pulse and pump the breath. So just halfway up, squeeze, up and down, pump the breath. Feel those triceps squeezing into your body. Breathe, warming them. Legs are long and strong. Glutes are engaged. Press the tops of those feet into the mat. Last one, we press it up. And exhale, let's stretch the arms long out in front of you. We're going to bend the elbows here in front. Hands behind the head into prayer. Forehead to the ground if possible. So elbows forward. Deep breaths into your back body. And I like to actually stretch the wrists here by bringing the backs of the hands together behind the head and curling them into little fists. So gentle stretching of the wrists. Long, smooth breaths. From here, releasing the hands, releasing the arms. Slowly go ahead and drag the arms back as you roll up, sitting back into the heels. Slowly, slowly. Again, head is the last thing to rise. Take a nice deep breath here. Exhale. Rooting down through the knees as we inhale, reach up. And then as we exhale, we're going to come right down the center, slide the hands out in front of you into your Anahata Asana, heart pose or puppy pose. So the arms are into a V and either chin to the ground or you can turn your head to one side. I'll let you know about halfway here. And you'll turn the head to the other side if you have one ear to the mat. So take some deep, slow breaths into your back body, into your shoulders and your chest. Relaxing the pecs, the pectorals and the triceps and the shoulder muscles. We can turn the head to the other side if you have your head turned. Couple more deep, slow breaths into your belly. And slowly dragging your hands back underneath your shoulders into cat. Stretching, arching the back, or rounding the back here. And then send the inner thighs up and back again. Inhale to cow, looking up between the brows. And then exhale, let's go slowly back to downward facing dog or Adho Svanasana. Want to make sure to externally rotate those shoulders, turning them out and also protracting the shoulder blades. So pressing as if we're trying to pull the shoulder blades away from each other, pressing forward or upward through that upper back. Almost feels like we're trying to lift the shoulders up towards the ears, and actually that's a really nice way to keep them in a safe position when we're bearing weight. Deep cleansing breath here, activating those shoulders, bending into the knees here if you like. Remember, you can also widen your feet further apart if the hamstrings or the hips are tight. Same thing with the hands if the shoulders are real tight. Widening them further apart, bending into the knees, or even the elbows will help to relieve or help us to ease into the stretches here. Just kind of walk it in place. We're going to come all the way forward when you're ready to the top of your mat. Feet are hip distance apart. Let's take a nice inhale here. Lengthen the spine. As we exhale, deepen your fold, bending into the knees. So we never want to walk the knees straight anyhow. Just a slight bend is always a good idea. We're going to sit down into our imaginary chair and hook the thumbs here. Spread the fingers real wide. Inhale, spread as you root down to your feet. Lift your heart and chest, legs are strong, glutes are strong. Exhale, we're going to come straight up and over to the side. Press into your left foot. Straight over to your right side. Inhale, root down, reach up. And exhale, come up and over to the left as you press down through the right foot. Again, rooting through both feet. Inhale, come back up through center, just an upper back bend here. Exhale, sweep the arms forward and back behind you. Interlace the fingers, Yoga Mudra. Stretch those shoulders again. If you'd like to take your next inhale, stretching the legs gently a little bit more. And then exhale, releasing the hands. Come onto the fingertips. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And we'll exhale, release. Lift that bend that right knee and lift it back into Warrior Three, bending the left knee. And then lightly, quietly landing all the way back. Lower the right knee down and curl the back toes. And we're going to come up onto your left thigh bone here. Interlacing the fingers. So we want to keep a 90-degree angle bend and draw the tailbone down. Feel the belly lift away from the thigh. So as we stay here, we're always energizing, hugging the thigh bones towards each other to stabilize the hips and lower back. And And then from here, maybe if you like, we can bring the left hand to your hip, right arm toward the sky. So opposite arm as the front leg goes up as we inhale, lift through the heart center. Exhale, keep pressing down into that left big toe to lift and arch upper back only here. It's really strong through your core, really strong through the hips and legs. Hugging them like you're trying to pull them together. One more breath. And then exhale, we'll bring that right hand down. Lift, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee. So from here, we're going to twist towards the front leg to your left. Open up the left arm, pull that left hip in and back. So squeezing that left butt cheek in and back. And then from here, you're welcome to come forward and back with your back heel. So mobilizing your right ankle. You're welcome to circle the arm. So each time you come forward, let that arm swing forward. That ankle comes forward. Now from here, if you want more, you can pop that back foot up and tap it with your left hand. Back out and pop it up. And pop it up. You'll start to feel your left hamstrings really get warm now. And breathe, stoke that fire with breath. And tap, 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 and tap. Very nice. From here, spin your right heel down. Walk your left foot heel toe to the left. So the hips square off to the front here. So warrior one, come up. Warrior one. Good. Dropping the tailbone down, outer edge of the foot pressing down. Navel towards spine. We can reach up as we inhale. And then exhale, bring your right arm underneath the left, crossing elbows and wrists into your eagle. So warrior one here. Inhale, reach up through the fingertips, lift through the heart. As we exhale, we're gonna sink into the hips a little more, but pull your elbows in and keep your upper body straight up. Inhale, lift up through the heart. Exhale, squeezing in. Inhale, one more time, lift up. Exhale, we're gonna bow forward this time. Hips square to the front. Release your arms, interlace the fingers. Deep inhale, lengthen. Exhale to a humble warrior. I'm a student of the body. I'm a student of the breath. I'm a student of life. One more breath. I'm a child of the universe. Release the hands. Turn in that back leg and lower the knee. Stretch the front leg out here. So wiggle that left foot forward. As we inhale, come up halfway with a flat back. Lengthen through spine. Send that back thigh bone up and forward even more. Even if you have to bend your left knee. And remember, we're never locking the knee out or straightening it completely. Just finding a nice long stretch here. Slow, deep breaths. Take your next inhale, lengthen through the spine. So we exhale, we're going to turn it out and turn it in. Externally rotate the hip and internally rotate the hip. So toes out and in, coming from your hip here. Good, releasing that. We'll go ahead and lunge forward. And then from here, lift the curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, and spin the heel down so toes are pointing out up to warrior two now. So we'll windmill the arms, warrior two. Now wiggle that foot forward, get nice and low. Inner thighs stretching long away from each other, outer thighs plugging into the hip sockets. Breathe. Now start to windmill the arms like we're kind of dancing here, upper body, circling those arms around. So start to feel that you're still really planted and rooted through your lower body, but the other upper body is free to move and stretch. And then from here, we'll go ahead and reach all the way up. Inhale, reverse warrior or peaceful warrior. Continue pressing into the outer edge of that back foot. Deep breath in, lengthen. Exhale, sweep it forward. Side angle, inhale, we can sink the hips, dip the hips down a little lower, come into your side angle, reach through your right side, right pinky finger to pinky toe. And then exhale, we'll sweep it in, turn your toes in and heels out. Let's go ahead and turn your right toes out, lunge halfway down. Come back through center, toes in. Turn your left toes out, lunge halfway down. Inhale, center. Turn your right toes out, halfway down, or all the way down. From here, we can lift the left toes up, come into Skandasana, pressing that right arm against the thigh. Breathe here. You can also squeeze the legs towards each other if you want to strengthen here, and then soften into the stretch. Squeeze and lift. From here, toes in, heels out. Toes in, heels out. We're going to root down through both feet to rise up slowly. And we'll bring the heels towards each other, toes out. Again, we can separate the feet as wide apart as we need to, or bring them in if they're too wide. Slide the hands down the thighs. And let's go ahead and put some weight into our hands so that we can really drop into the hips here and relax them. Pressing into those hands here. And then maybe turn the hands so the thumbs are forward. Bend into the elbows and twist, bringing one shoulder forward, the other shoulder back. Coming back to center, and exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands to the heart. So again, really strong through our inner thighs and legs. I'm going to still primarily be working on the left side first. So we'll start with the left foot here. Let's bring the arms to goddess. Breathe. Sink down a little bit lower. Root down into your left toes and lift your left heel up. Press. And then lower. Root down into your right toes, lift the right heel up. And then lower. One more time. Root down into your left toes and take little pulses here. Squeeze, breathing deeply. Lift the belly, navel towards spine. Ula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. One more breath. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, stretch up. As we exhale, turn your toes back over to your left side. We're going to squeeze your hips in and back as we reach forward and lean back here into your Utthita Trikonasana or your triangle pose. Remember, you can bend this left knee as much as is needed. Very little weight on that left hand. Actually, no weight there. Really lengthen the sides of your body so you can widen through your upper back, widen through your chest and shoulders, open through the heart space. You can sort of lean back here as if we could lean back on the wall. Another deep breath, rooting to rise. As we exhale, we can lunge from here. You can either stay here and we can lower the knee or walk the left hand and right foot forward. Remember, go ahead and bend into both knees here. Remember, you have this ability to soften or back off anytime you need to. And we can slowly, if and when you feel ready, root down to start to extend and lengthen through both sides. We can spread through the fingers and the toes and sparkle through the heart center, sparkle out through the crown of the head, sparkle through fingers and toes, and lift that right leg only as high as feels good. And then from there, rooting down into our hands, we'll bow forward into standing splits. So from here, it's almost like a three-leg dog, right? We're gonna just lift that leg as high as we can while keeping the hips square. So pinky toes pointing down. And then we bend that right knee behind the left knee and squeeze, and then stretch. And squeeze, bend both knees, and gently stretch. One more time, and squeeze. From here, we're gonna lock the knees together, so back, right knee behind the left knee, flex the right ankle a lot. Here's our hamstring burn once again. Squeezing, squeezing together. Maybe we can bring the hands to the heart center. Deep breaths. If you want a little more, you can toe tap to the left and then toe tap to the right, keeping your knees together. Tap and tap. So we're internally, externally rotating that right hip. Tap, tap. One more breath. Tap. From here, we'll step it back. Deep lunge, lower the right knee. Last time, we're going to extend that left leg out, wiggle it forward. Take your next inhale, lengthen the spine. And the exhale will bring that back thigh bone up and forward as we bow forward fold. Slow, deep breaths. So again, just softening wherever we are today. Recognizing and acknowledging that while we're never there, yet we're always there. So where you are in this moment is exactly where we need to be. Trusting in that. Again, remembering that at our core, at our true nature, we are always held and supported and loved. Another deep breath here, lengthening. Softening as we exhale. When you're ready, inhale, slowly rising. And then exhale with lunge. Let's go ahead from there, walk the foot over, your left foot over to your right. And then come into a pigeon pose. So left foot to the right side of your mat, flex that left ankle a lot. And we want to also bring that back thigh bone forward as the left thigh bone pulls back. So we can be right, our weight is right in between both legs. Take a nice inhale, lengthen the spine. So we exhale, soften, bow forward, fold. Again, really be careful about rolling to one side or the other. Really stay right in the center. Deep breaths here. And if you feel any tension or pain in your joints, especially that left knee, lie on your back to do a figure 4 stretch to open the hips instead. Take the pressure off the joints here. Otherwise, go ahead and make yourself comfortable. You're welcome to rest your forehead either onto your hands or onto a block or the earth. You can see if we can send the breath down into the hips and into the back body here. As we stimulate and activate through the 6th chakra, or our 3rd eye, spiritual eye, allowing us to settle and soften, become more receptive again to our intuition and to seeing the bigger picture, widening our lens and our perspective. And releasing from there as you're ready, inhaling to slowly rise back up. And as we exhale, we're going to press back into our downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and just take a moment here and notice what you notice. Really, again, externally rotating through the shoulders, lengthening the side body. Notice the difference between the right and left side. And from here, inhaling, coming forward into plank pose. As we exhale, we can slowly lower chaturanga, tail down. Inhale to cobra, long, strong legs and glutes. Exhale, reverse the push-up, either onto the knees or into a full plank. And then hover the knees, bend them into bear pose. Hips high, and slowly stretch back into your downward facing dog. Externally rotating. Shoulders reach up towards the ears, lengthening the sides of your body even more. Hips raise up away from the shoulders. And then from here, let's go ahead and slowly stretch that right leg back up to three-leg dog. Hips are square. Exhale, step that right foot forward. And then pushing off the back foot, warrior three. And to Uttanasana, forward fold. We're going to bend into both knees, hook the opposite thumb in the front here. Spread the fingers wide, take your next inhale, root down to reach up. As we exhale, press into the right foot to come up and over to your left side. Inhale back through center. Exhale, press into the left foot to come up and over to your right. Straight side. Inhale, root down, lift up through the heart. Exhale, we're going to sweep the arms all the way back. Interlace the opposite forefinger and thumb. Stretch the shoulders here. Inhale, stretch the legs. And exhale, release the arms. Inhaling, lengthen through the spine. Exhale from here, step your left leg. We can bend the right knee here as we push through warrior three. And then quietly landing back. Lower that left knee down. Uncurl the back toes and interlace the fingers on top of the right thigh. Again, here we're going to squeeze our hips and legs towards each other as we draw the tailbone down, belly lifts. Then bend into that 90-degree angle bend here, if it's okay for the left hip. And then if and when you feel ready, we can bring the right hand to hip, left arm, so opposite arm as the front leg. We inhale, lift up through heart center. And as we exhale, we plant through that right big toe to lift the sternum up towards the sky and arch upper back here. Keep your core strong, your legs strong, hips are really strong. Another deep breath here. Exhale, slowly lower that left hand. We're going to lift the back knee off the ground, curl the toes under. Hold that right butt cheek in and back right away here and extend through the right side. Open through heart center. Now from here, we're going to move the ankle forward and back. Breathe through this if you like. See if we can circle that shoulder with the coming forward and back. So reaching forward as we reach the ankle forward. Stay with that breath. Good. And if you want a little bit more from here, pop that back foot forward to tap. And up, 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 up. Breathing through. Stay with it. And last one here, reach and release. From here, we're spinning the left heel down. Walk your right foot heel toe over to the right and slowly come up to warrior one on the hips. So the hips are facing forward. Your left foot is in the left lane, right foot in the right lane. Tailbone drops down, pubic bone lifts. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, the left arm comes under the right. Cross elbows and wrists in your eagle arms. Inhale, lift up through the fingertips, reach up. Exhale, we're going to pull the elbows in, stretch your fingers forward. Inhale, lift, stretch the shoulders. Exhale, elbows in, fingers forward. One more time, press into the outer edge of that back foot here too. Exhale, we come forward, lift the belly. And to your humble warrior, release the arms, interlace the opposite forefinger and thumb as last time. Pull that right cheek in and back as we bow, humble warrior. Breathe. Take a couple deep, slow breaths here. Release the hands down. Turn the back leg in, lower the left knee, and we'll stretch your front leg out here. Again, wiggle that foot forward. And left thigh bone forward. Lengthen the spine as we inhale. Exhale, slight bend to the knee, or as much of a bend as you need. Your hamstrings are singing to you, or low back. Listen to your body. We're also going to turn the toes slowly from side to side. So from the hip, again, external and internal rotation of the hip. Here. And then releasing, inhaling. Exhaling to lunge. Lift the back knee off the ground, spin the heel down. Inhale up to warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Wiggle that foot forward. And again, from here, you're going to stay with your right foot forward. I'm just going to flip around so you can see. Breathe. So we're going to hunker down, inner thighs stretching long. And again, we're going to keep the lower body strong as the upper body is going to sort of paddle here. Windmill those arms. Breathe deeply. Stay with it. Stretching. And then from here, when you're ready, right arm towards the sky, inhale. Lift through the heart center. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Inhale through center. Exhale, forearms inside. Let's go ahead and drop the hips down low and lengthen through the left side of our bodies. Inhaling from pinky toe to pinky finger, lengthen. Exhale, sweep it in, turn your toes in, heels out. Inhaling, lengthen here. Exhale, turn the left toes out halfway. Inhale, lengthen, toes in. Exhale, right toes out halfway. Inhale, toes in. Exhale, left toes out halfway or all the way down. Lift the toes up. Skandasana, pressing the left thigh into the left leg. Open through hips. Again, we can squeeze and hug it in tight if you need to, and then release and soften. Squeeze and hold it, stabilize as much as you need to, and then slowly come back to center, toes in, heels out. Rooting through both feet, we're going to root down to rise up again. Flat back or roll it up. Heels in, toes out this time. Slide the hands down the thighs. Now sway side to side. Sink the hips a little more deeply if we can. Breathe. Again, we can turn the hands and bring the shoulder forward, twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, so slight bend to your elbows as you bring the shoulder forward and twist. Other side, back through center. Hands to heart. Squeezing those glutes. External rotation to open. Lengthen through inner thighs. Lift the belly. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. So finding those Kegel muscles as if you're trying to hold your urine back. And again, navel to spine. Forefinger and thumb can come together in your goddess. Get nice and low. Root down through the right toes. Lift the heel. And lower. Inhale. Root down through the left toes. Lift the heel. And lower. Last time. Inhale, right toes. We're going to take little baby pulses here. Breathe through it. And then release the arms, root down through both feet. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, turn the toes forward to the right. So back to the right, squeeze your hips in and back. So squeezing in and back, not out. You don't want to push your butt behind you, but straight back behind you. And then reach long through this right side. Lean back. Slight bend to your right knee so we're not locking that leg. Long, smooth breaths again. Widen through your chest. Widen through the upper back. Long through your sides. Make both sides of your body really long with your breath. You can also gaze down if you need to. If there's any tension in the neck. Staying here or bend into your right knee. We can also stay here. We can lower your left knee down if you need, or hop, hop, hop that right arm and left foot forward. Remember, you can also bend into either knee or both knees as much as you need to here. Slowly, when you're ready, root down to extend and lengthen. Deep, slow breaths. Again, see if you can widen through your heart space. Lift the chest. Lift navel to spine, sparkle through your toes, your heart center, reaching in all directions. One more breath, widen, widen, widen. Exhale, left hand down. We're going to bring your left knee behind the right knee. So we're going to turn the hips in, squeeze that knee to knee, flex the ankle, and stretch that left leg. And again, left knee behind right knee, squeeze, and root down to stretch. Exhale, knee to knee, and squeeze. Stay here. Flex that back foot. Again, maybe if and when you feel ready, bring the hands to heart center. Find your balance. Feel that hamstring burn here, and we can toe tap the left toe to the right, and then the left toe to the left. Right, up, left, up, down, up, down, up. Keep going. Up, down, up. From here, we step that left leg back. Low lunge, left knee down. Straighten the right leg one more time as you wiggle the hips forward. Walk that foot forward. And lift the back thigh bone up and forward here. Lengthen as we inhale. Softening as we exhale. Deep, slow breaths. Again, as we listen to our breath or spirit, understanding, really feeling content and rooted in where we are, that we're right where we need to be in this moment. Another deep breath here. As we exhale, we'll lunge forward and walk your right foot over to the left side of your mat. So we're just going to heel toe it over there. Flex that right ankle and slowly make your way to pigeon. Left thigh bone pulls forward. Right thigh bone pulls back. Hips are square as we inhale, lengthen the spine. And lift up through the heart here too. Exhale, walk it forward, fold. Again, keeping our weight right in the center between both legs. Long through the spine, deep cleansing breaths into the hips and our low backs, into our back bodies. Again, we can also, if possible, rest our forehead onto something. Allow yourself to give yourself to the earth, softening with every breath. And your breath will tell you, your body will tell you if you need to back off or if there's room to deepen, if you're ready to deepen. Really listening to each breath, observing. Acknowledging anything that arises, allowing it to be seen and heard and loved by you. Another deep breath here. As we exhale, pressing down. I'm going to press into both hands again and lift up and back, right leg back to down or facing dog. And just feel here. Notice what you notice. Externally rotate through the shoulders. Okay, without becoming attached or judging any of it or trying to analyze anything, just observe what's here in this moment, allowing it to be. When you're ready, lower down to the knees. Let's take a nice cat-cow again. So we're going to or cow cat. So inner thighs lift up and back as we inhale, look up between the brows. And as we exhale, let's go and slowly sit back into child's pose. Melt into the earth for another breath. Exhaling, rinsing everything out. One more time, we're going to inhale back up onto all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time, we're going to lift the left leg up to three-leg dog, up onto your tippy toes, outer thigh down. As we exhale, thigh to chest, let's step that foot forward. We're going to push off the back foot to warrior three. And then come back to Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthening. And as we exhale, let's go ahead from here, sit back into our imaginary chair. Open the knees, roll to the pinky toe edges of the feet so we can externally rotate and come onto our seat. From here, let's roll it down vertebrae by vertebrae. Take your time. And make your way all the way back. Feet underneath you, knees up, and let's go ahead and slide your hands under the lower back here. Wiggle the sits bones if you need to take a windshield wipe of the knees or any sort of twist here. Feel free to take that. When you're ready, stretch the legs out in Shavasana corpse pose, arms down, a couple feet away from you, palms facing up towards the sky. And again, if you need to wiggle the shoulders or release the back, any final postures, making your way when you're ready into stillness. Allowing ourselves the time here to let go of the practice and integrate or assimilate in our bodies. Allow that to be imprinted, what we've learned. Imprint those new neural pathways that we've created. Imprint that wider lens to see clearly. Allow the breath to also help wash away and cleanse any impurities, anything that may no longer serve, anything that may be blurring our vision or the way we see the world around us, the way we see ourselves. As we move towards a more loving state of being, more compassionate state. But that can also reflect in the world around us. Back to our true nature. Our highest consciousness, this space, this infinite space of love and compassion, abundance and healing, joy, gratitude. To hold space and to be held, to love and be loved unconditionally. Allow that, our natural state of being and our breath or spirit, to permeate each and every cell. And bask in the radiance of your warm glow. Take a couple of slow, deep breaths. Lying here in stillness or meditation as long as you like, or perhaps gently awakening the fingertips and toes, slowly walking the feet back up onto the mat or to the ground, and rolling onto your right side into a fetal position, right arm as a pillow under your head. So take a couple of slow, deep breaths here once again. Going back to this symbolic rebirth, remembering our true nature, remembering how we are held and loved and supported unconditionally. Remembering that everything we need, we already have. We take our next deep exhale, pressing into the left palm to slowly rise, and keeping the eyes closed and gaze inward as we find a nice tall and comfortable seat. Take a few moments here, just observe what you feel as you breathe. Joining the hands together by our heart center in Anjali Mudra, our prayer as we lift the heart slightly up to the hands and bow the head in towards the heart. And deep cleansing and nourishing breaths here. Perhaps cultivating that energy of gratitude as we observe our body, as we observe our own capacity to recalibrate, to balance, to harmonize, and to love. And sealing our practice and our intentions with that gratitude and love, with great love, bowing humbly to the light and the teacher that dwells within each and every one of us. Thank you for practicing. Namaste.